man. D coming at you live with another video, man. Yeah, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, definitely gotta talk about this. Although Carmelo Hayes ain't one of my favorite wrestlers, but I do like him, and I want to come up here and definitely talk about his title loss. Yeah, this definitely has to be talked about. I didn't talk enough about it in my live stream yesterday and Friday night because I want to talk about the results of Smack. So I'm gonna save Carmelo Hayes topic for later on. So tonight is the night. Let me get my water, y'all, while I wait for somebody to hop on. Yeah. A lot of people upset about him losing the title. Now, trust me, I understand why. And for the most part, I agree with a lot of people. At the same time, I know why they did it. So, I'm gonna break it down. Call it right down the middle, short and sweet. I'm gonna wait for some people to hop on here, and I'll go ahead and get right into the topic. And I got one person in here watching. Comment below so I know who you are. If you subscribe to my channel, hit the like button. All right. See one person watching my video right now. Comment below so I know who you are. And if you subscribe to my channel, hit the like button. All right, we got 17 people. Okay, hit the like button. I think I know who you are. All right, okay, well, since you're here, you're a subscriber of my channel, so I'll go ahead and start. Well, the topic of the night, man, is Carmelo Hayes losing the title, and a lot of people being upset about it. And I completely understand why. For the most part, I do agree about it. So let me go right in and get right to it, man. So what are my thoughts on Carmelo Hayes losing the title to Sami Zayn? It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. I'm doing a live video. That's what I'm doing. Well, Sami Zayn, Carmelo Hayes losing the title to Sami Zayn was completely unacceptable. Nah, he shouldn't have lost it to Sami Zayn. That was nah. So, like I said, Carmelo Hayes ain't one of my favorite wrestlers, but I do like him. And he shouldn't have lost the title to Sami. Nah, that was nah. Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't speak your language either. But anyway, yeah, man, Sami Zayn shouldn't have lost the title. I get why people upset. Yeah, I didn't. He shouldn't have lost. I didn't want him to lose it either. But at the same time, I understand why they did it. Although they still shouldn't have had Sami to win it from him. Cause what did Sami Zayn do to win that title from Carmelo Hayes? First of all, so like I said, yeah. So Sami Zayn winning the title from Carmelo Hayes was some complete bullshit. It was bullshit. And like I said, Carmelo Hayes is not even one of my favorite wrestlers, but I do like him. So I'm here to talk about him losing that title. What was, you know what I'm saying, some Bullshit for real. That was some BS. He shouldn't have lost it. I mean, seriously, come on now. Like I said, favoritism, or what they could have done. They could have had Trick Williams to win it from Carmelo Hayes. That would have made more sense, being that Sami Zayn is in a feud with Trick Williams, being that Sami Zayn and Trick Williams are in a feud. It would have made more sense to give that match to Trick Williams, and he wins the title from Carmelo Hayes, and him and Sami Zayn feud up to WrestleMania, and he wins the title. That would have made more sense. Like I said, I get why they took the title off Carmelo Hayes, but it just shouldn't have been with Sami Zayn. So I get why they took it off Carmelo Hayes, although Sami Zayn shouldn't have been the one to win the title. So that's where I call bullshit on. I call bullshit on that. Book Sami Zayn to win the title from Trick Williams. Yeah, I call bullshit on that. Nah, there was no reason, and I'm no reason for Sami Zayn to win that title from Carmelo Hayes. What's up, Uber Thanos? So yeah, so I get why a lot of people is upset. Wasn't the right call. Now, if it was Trick Williams, okay, that'd be something totally different. Yes, they did. Yes, I'm talking about it now. Yes, they definitely did Melo dirty. They did him dirty. They did him dirty. Yeah. This is why I saved Carmelo Hayes live stream for Sunday night. Yeah, I saved Carmelo Hayes live stream for Sunday night. Because I didn't get to talk enough about it on my live stream on like SmackDown when I went live to talk about the SmackDown results. And I did a live stream yesterday and I didn't talk enough about Carmelo Hayes. So I said, now I'm going to just save Carmelo Hayes for my Sunday night live stream. So here we are talking about Carmelo Hayes getting done dirty. You know? So if they would have booked Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes for the United States Championship and Melo dropped it to Trick, that would have made more sense. Being that Trick Williams is currently in a feud with Sami Zayn. That would have made more sense. It would have been more justified. And then what they could have done was have Sami Zayn to win the United States Championship from Trick Williams. Because look how it is. You got Trick Williams, as the pimp. He got all the hoes. He got all the women. Know what I'm saying? He dressed clean. He be wearing them lemon pepper steppers. On the other hand, you got Sami Zayn, just a regular average guy. And he's, what I'm saying, he's struggling his way to try to struggling, working his way up to become champion. And you got this cocky Trick Williams that's feeling himself, you know what I'm saying? And all he does is put Sami Zayn down. He puts him down, downplay him every chance he get, saying he's never going to amount to nothing. So they can play that up into a story with Trick Williams as United States champion. Then the story ends with Sami Zayn winning the title from Trick Williams in a hard-fought match, and he walks out the new United States champion. That would have been a bad storytelling if they'd have had Trick Williams to win it from Carmelo Hayes. That would have actually been justified. That would have been justified if you ask me. So I would have been all for that. That would have made more sense. Sami Zayn taking the title off Trick Williams was some complete bullshit. It was bullshit. No reason at all for Sami Zayn to win that title. No reason whatsoever. Hell, others even wanted Sami Zayn to go on to WrestleMania 42 as a United States champion. I would have been all for that as well. And some would try to say Carmelo Hayes is trash. Get out of here. Stop with the nonsense because the same ones that talk about Carmelo Hayes is trash are Jade Cargill Glazers. That's what's funny. I saw somebody on that video talking about Carmelo Hayes. But nah, man. So yeah. So Carmelo Hayes shouldn't have dropped that title to Trick Williams. But like I said, though, man, honestly, I say he should have stayed champion and going into WrestleMania. I say he should have stayed champion going into WrestleMania if you ask me. Nah, I know who he is. Nah, it's another one. It's another, nah, not Millennial Smart. I know who he is though. I don't watch his channel. He gets on my nerves sometimes with some of his takes. It's one. His name's Zeta Realist. He tried to say Carmelo Hayes was. He said he was born, but set up here and tried to. But he's a J. Cargill Glazer. But Carmelo Hayes is not trash. Come on, man. Come on now. Let's stop with the silliness, bro. Yeah, Carmelo Hayes should have stayed champion until WrestleMania. But what I said made sense if they had Trick Williams to win it from Carmelo Hayes. And then Sami win it from Trick Williams. But like I said, Trick Williams, not Carmelo Hayes, should have stayed champion. So I get why a lot of people is upset. Carmelo Hayes was champion for about 4 months, and he did defend the title enough, but still, man, nah, he should have got his WrestleMania moment. He should have got his WrestleMania moment. And I know they haven't had a few yet across paths, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say this because it would make sense. Let's say if we got Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania for the United States title, fans would have bought into that. Fans would have bought into that. Fans would have really bought into that. And you had Sami Zayn along saying, and he beats the thorn in Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams' side, and Carmelo Hayes retained the title against Trick Williams at WrestleMania 41, 42, due to Sami Zayn causing him the match. So yeah, man, Carmelo Hayes should have stayed champion, man. There's just no ifs and buts about that. So yeah, they did him dirty. They did him dirty. I won't expect Carmelo Hayes to lose the title. When I saw that shit, I was like, bro, I know they didn't do him like that. I was like, man, nah, come on now. Come on now. Nah. And this is exactly why I say that WrestleMania is probably is gonna be a complete bust. I don't think WrestleMania is gonna be good as hell, but I'm gonna still check it out to see what happens. I'm gonna still check it out. But right now, the WrestleMania 42 ain't is not looking good because they just putting shit together. No effort in doing nothing. TKO, but we just can't put it on Triple H. TKO is to blame too because they just put shit together. They're not taking the time out, no effort into booking these matches properly. They're just putting them together. They're just putting them together. They're not taking the time out, to book these matches and tell great stories. They're not doing none of the above. I'm just seeing them put shit together. You know, there hasn't been no great storytellings. Now Carmelo Hayes done lost his title. He didn't get his WrestleMania moment like he should have. You might be in the wrong chat, little man. Doing Russell talk over here. Might be in the wrong chat. But I don't even know who that is, man. You're in the wrong chat. So I get why a lot of people is upset, man. And like I said, people may disagree and say Carmelo Hayes should have stayed champ. But like I said, I also understand why they did that. But at the same time, no, but nah, fuck it, nah. Like I said, Carmelo Hayes should have went into WrestleMania as the U.S. champion. Case closed, man. So and and they could have went on ahead and made a book the feud between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. You know what I'm saying? And they set them up to go to face off at WrestleMania 42. They face off at WrestleMania 42. Just fuck it. Go ahead and have Trick Williams to win the title at WrestleMania 42. And then that'll go ahead and set things off between Sami Zayn and Trick Williams. Because right now, Sami Zayn is the babyface, so he'll be a fair player. He would be a fair player and let Trick Williams go and on see Trick Williams win the match. So when Trick Williams win the match against Carmelo Hayes in a great match at WrestleMania 42, then Sami Zayn could have set his eyes on Trick Williams in the U.S. title, and he'd be the one to beat Sami Zayn for the U.S. title. You know what I'm saying? They do it like that. And they could have done like that. They could have told a story. They could have got a story. But Carmelo Hayes could at least win it to WrestleMania 42 as the U.S. champion. So yeah, like I said, Trick Williams shouldn't have won that title. What did he do to win it? And this is another reason why a lot of people throwing a race car now. This is another reason why they're throwing a race car, and some fans are upset with Trick Williams for saying Cody Rhodes was invited to the cookout because he used that name Raheem, and I understand. Understand why a lot of people's upset with Trick Williams about that. But yeah, so man, so yeah, I do agree they did Carmelo Hayes dirty. Yeah, he should have went into WrestleMania as the United States champion, going up against Trick Williams. Fans would have bought into that. What up? What's going on? Any new people here in my chat, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So yeah, man, they did Trick Williams dirty. That was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. Carmelo Hayes, not Sami Zayn had no reason to win that belt, man. Yeah, yeah. Carmelo Hayes should have went into WrestleMania as the United States champion. As talented as he is, he definitely should have. They should have gave him his WrestleMania moment, going into WrestleMania as the U.S. champion. Now, if he lost at that WrestleMania, that's cool, but at least he went into WrestleMania as the United States champion. And they should have had him going up against Trick Williams. That's what they could have done. Honestly, I kind of think they should have built a story between them two. Because they do got great chemistry. And I don't think it would make sense just to put Carmelo Hayes in a match against Trick Williams at WrestleMania 42, and there's no story with neither one of them. There's no story. You know what I'm saying? I know they had the story. Well, they had the story in NXT, but they could have ran it back with both of them in the feud, including with Sami Zayn in the middle. They could have done something. They could have done something. But I think they should have just made. They should have went ahead and added a little story with Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, and Trick Williams at WrestleMania 42. So that would give Trick Williams something to do, because Trick Williams, if y'all think about it, Trick Williams is not in a feud with anybody. He's just been defending his title. If y'all realize it, Trick Williams, I mean not Trick Williams, but Carmelo Hayes has not been in a feud with nobody. He's just been defending his title. Who has Carmelo Hayes feud with? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. He hasn't been feud with anybody. He hasn't been feud with anybody since he's been the U.S. champion. Exactly. So people's upset about Carmelo Hayes losing the title, but I'm like, yeah, he should have. I wanted him to keep it. At the same time, I'm thinking about it. If he was to go into WrestleMania, who was he going to defend the title against? They would have just had to put a match together. Well, I don't know why they. I don't know why they. See what I'm talking about? WWE fucking stuff up. So that's why, man, I'm trying not to be all over the place. I'm trying to call this right down the middle and give the strongest takes where they make sense. Cause I'm sitting here talking about Carmelo Hayes shouldn't have lost the title. He should have went into WrestleMania and faced Trick Williams, and then come to think about it, Carmelo Hayes haven't even been in a feud with nobody since he's been the U.S. champion. So who was he going to face at WrestleMania for? So this is why I say I see why they went on ahead and took the title off Carmelo Hayes, although Sami Zayn still shouldn't have been the one to do it. Sami Zayn shouldn't have been the one to take the title off Carmelo Hayes. If anybody should have done it, it should have been Trick Williams. Because we got to think about it. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn are currently in a feud right now. Who was Carmelo Hayes going to defend the title against at WrestleMania? They would have just had to put a match together. And enough already. They're screwing the WrestleMania. The WrestleMania card is not looking good already. So that's my question. Who was Carmelo Hayes was going to feud with going into WrestleMania? They would have just had to put a match together. And then fans would have had something. They would have been having something else to complain about. They just put Carmelo Hayes in a match with Trick with it wasn't even no story and nothing. Didn't make a story. What sense? Okay. So what sense would it make to just put Carmelo Hayes in a WrestleMania match and he's not feuding with nobody? They just put a match together. That's all I'm saying. I mean, a lot of WrestleMania matches, there are stories behind the two wrestlers. There's always a story. It's a story. It's a story build. There's always a story build going into WrestleMania with all the wrestlers that's going to compete at WrestleMania. This has been going on since the beginning of time. So now I see why they took the title off Carmelo Hayes, although Sami Zayn shouldn't have been the one to do it. Now, if Trick Williams would have done it, okay, that would have been justified. I don't care what nobody say. Because what they could have done was at least Trick Williams got the title. He win it. And him and Sami Zayn continue out the feud. And then Sami eventually wins it from Trick Williams. Although people say Sami Zayn is boring. People say Sami is boring, but he ain't boring. I don't care what nobody say. Like I said, everybody's gonna have their own takes and opinions. That don't mean I have to fucking agree. I don't have to agree to make them feel good or start them from getting mad and talking shit to me because I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I got. I'm gonna say what I want to say and stand 10 toes down on it, whether you disagree or not. It is what it is. But I do say Sami shouldn't have Carmelo Hayes shouldn't have lost it to Sami Zayn. Carmelo Hayes has not had a feud against nobody since he's been the champion. And I'm saying these YouTubers like Deidre Davis and all that being upset throwing the race card and all that. I get it. Yes, Sami shouldn't have lost the title to Sami. I mean, Carmelo Hayes shouldn't have lost the title to Sami Zayn, but who was he going to feud with at WrestleMania? Who was he going to defend the title against at WrestleMania? Can anybody answer me that right now? Who was Carmelo Hayes going to defend the title against at WrestleMania? Because they would have had to put a match together regardless for him to defend the title. They would have just had to put a match together. Yeah, but like I said, they would have had to put the match together. It wouldn't have been no story. But Ilya Dragunov would have been fine. But there was no story between those two. In NXT it was. But like I said, they would have just had to put the match together. So, but yeah, man, I mean, so. And even if we would have got Trick Williams Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams or Dragunov at WrestleMania, they would have still been complaining, talking about there's no story build. They just put him in a match at WrestleMania. Didn't even build a story. What sense that make? Okay, exactly. So what the hell is? If you ask me, what's all the what's all the outrage and crashing out is about. Because if he would have got a match against Trick Williams or Ilya Dragunov at WrestleMania, fans would have still been complaining saying there was no story build. They just put the match together. But y'all wanted him to keep the damn title though, right? Which is I did too. So don't complain when they put a match together. When they just put Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania 42 for the U.S. title with no story build, then y'all want to complain and say there was no story build between those two and say it made no sense. But y'all sit up here and up is so highly upset about him losing the title, saying he should have went to WrestleMania with the U.S. title. What the hell else did y'all think was going to happen? How else was he going to defend the title? They would have had to put a match together. So in that case, I would have been cool with it. I would have been, if Carmelo Hayes would have defended the title at WrestleMania against Trick Williams and they just put the match together, okay, cool, fine with me. Because like I said, he shouldn't have lost the title to begin with. So yeah, I'm trying not to be all over the place. I'm trying to call it right down the middle. But that's how these fans are. They'll complain about something, then they go to complaining about something else. They want to build a feud with Trick interfering with Melo's match. Yeah. If you're new here, bro, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So that's all it was going to be, man. That's the thing. I'm seeing these fans supposed to be so highly upset about Trick Williams losing the title. But if he wouldn't have went into WrestleMania as a champion, they would have been complaining about he went into WrestleMania defending his title and want no story build. He won't feuding with nobody. I'm telling you, they would have been complaining about that. Tell me if I'm telling lies. These same fans that's online crashing out about Carmelo Hayes losing the U.S. title to Sami Zayn would have been the same exact ones if he went into WrestleMania 42 as the United States champion, defended it against Trick Williams or Dragunov. They'd have been saying he went into WrestleMania as United States champion, and it won't no story build who he defended the title against, and would have been saying it made no sense. Tell me if I'm telling lies. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. And while I'm waiting for the comment, I'll go ahead and finish. But that's exactly what they would have did. That's what they would have done. Yeah, that's how I see it happening. That's how I see it happening. Because I already know that Trick Williams is going to win the U.S. title from Sami Zayn. That's why they took it off Carmelo Hayes to give it to Sami to begin with, although they shouldn't have did that. They shouldn't have did that shit. They should have did it because what did Sami do to earn it? Carmelo Hayes should have kept that title. They did him dirty. That was some complete bullshit. And like I said, Carmelo Hayes is one of my favorites, but I do like him. And they definitely did him dirty. That That was some complete bullshit. Yeah, they did him dirty, man. So what I see happening when Trick Williams win the title from Sami Zayn, then they finally set things off to finally build a story between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. And this time Carmelo Hayes as the babyface and Trick Williams as the heel. They swap it this time now that they on the main roster. Because in NXT, Carmelo Hayes was the heel going up against the babyface Trick Williams. And Trick Williams won the NXT title from Carmelo Hayes. And that's when they bought Carmelo, you know what I'm saying, moved Carmelo Hayes up to the main roster. Oh he did? Oh he did. You know what? Yeah, he showed did. Yeah, my fault. See, I forgot all about that. I saw that early and forgot that. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense of why he dropped the title then. So y'all fans might as well go ahead and get unmad, man. Y'all might as well get unmad. If that man dropped that title to take some time off and celebrate his honeymoon, then man, that is definitely justified. Y'all might as well get mad at that damn man. If yeah, nah. That's every damn reason to drop the title and celebrate your honeymoon. I don't blame him. Shit, boy, boy, somebody bad like Keelan. I don't blame him. I would have took the title, dropped the title too when we're and you know what I'm saying, and had a blast with my honeymoon. I don't blame him. If that's why he did, completely justified. These fans might as well get unmad. That damn man did nothing wrong. He want to celebrate his honeymoon with his beautiful wife. What's wrong with that? So that's why he dropped the title then. And everybody all upset, all mad and shit because he lost. He should have kept the title. No, that's why he dropped it. That's exactly why he dropped it. And how much y'all want to bet all y'all fans upset, mad and shit? So I didn't even know this. I didn't even know this. But I'm glad you said something, man. Hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'm pretty damn sure Carmelo Hayes agreed to drop the title to Sami Zayn so he can be with his wife, celebrate his wedding with his wife on his you know what I'm saying, honeymoon. And I'm really seeing fans upset. And then I'm talking about people talking about they you know what I'm saying, throwing the race card and shit. Nah, man, nah. If the man was working, if he got married and he's going on a honeymoon, then that's why he dropped the damn title. I'm pretty sure everybody that's upset throwing the race card and shit around, I'm pretty sure it was a mutual agreement with him and Sami Zayn that he was going to drop the title to him to work on his honeymoon. I don't see nothing wrong with it. You can disagree with me all the hell you want to. I don't care what nobody say. If that what he was, he had every damn right. He had every right. What's wrong with that man dropping the title to work on his honeymoon with his wife? And it ain't like he hasn't held the title long. Well, like I said, bro, that's the reason for him to drop it. He wants to work on his honeymoon and be with his wife. What mean? There's nothing wrong with that. They didn't do him dirty. If I'm pretty sure he agreed to it, because I believe he agreed to it. Uh, I think that's why he dropped the title. I mean, who would put that aside if they going on a wedding? If who would put that aside if they get married to a woman that they truly love and they going to be on their honeymoon? Who would put that to aside for wrestling? Or better yet, they could have did what they did with Dominic, because Dominic was out with an injury and he still held on to the IC champion. So yeah, they could have done the same thing with Carmelo Hayes. Then they had Dominic title, IC title on hold when he was the IC champion. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section right now. Let me repeat: was Dominic Mysterio still currently the U.S. champion when he was out with an injury and he didn't drop the title? Man, no, I'm not stuck no damn Jay Cargill, man. Stop. If that is not my cup of tea. If you like, okay, man, cool. Don't put that shit on me. She ain't ugly, but nah, Jay Cargill just don't do it for me. Too many damn muscles. Yeah, but okay then they could have done the same damn thing with Carmelo Hayes. They could have done the same thing with Carmelo Hayes rather than have him drop the title. Okay. All right. Okay then. All right. Then in that case, Carmelo Hayes should have never lost the title. Yeah, let's call this shit a spade for spade. If Rhea Ripley getting added to a damn match by going out there whining and crying and snatching the contract from Adam Pearce and signing her name out there like she was supposed to be up there, and she gets added to the match, Dominic Mysterio goes out with an injury and don't have to relinquish the title, then okay, Carmelo Hayes should have went on his honeymoon, got married and went on his honeymoon, and never dropped the damn U.S. title, and should have came back with the U.S. title going into WrestleMania as the U.S. champion to wrestle Carmelo Hayes, and know what I'm saying, a non-story match. Yeah, he shouldn't have lost that title to what you call it, man. Hey, bro, if you're new to my channel, man, subscribe to my channel if you ain't already have. I don't remember you being here. So yeah, like I said, they should have gave him the same. No, he should. No. Just should have went into WrestleMania to defend the damn U.S. title against Carmelo Hayes with no story build. But like I said, fans would have still been complaining about that shit. I'm telling you, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I'm asking everybody in this chat. If we would have got Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams going into WrestleMania 2. I mean WrestleMania 42. Trick Williams defending his U.S. title against Carmelo Hayes, and saying just a regular matchup, no story behind it. Would have the fans still been complaining about it, saying that there is no story between these two? If Trick Williams got a one-on-one match against Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania 42 for the United States Championship, would fans still be complaining? I'm asking everyone in the chat that's watching right now. If we got Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania 42 for for the United States title, would fans have still been complaining that there was no story between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams at WrestleMania 42 for the United States title? I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to make sure I won't crazy. I just want to make sure I won't tripping. I just want to make sure I won't tripping. Now, like I said, Carmelo Hayes shouldn't have lost the damn title. No, he shouldn't have. But if we would have got, like I said, if they still would have left the title on Carmelo Hayes, and they booked Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania 42, fans would have still been complaining, saying that there is no story between those two. These same ones that's crashing out online, you know what I'm saying? So damn pissed off, having a damn meltdown about Carmelo Hayes dropping the U.S. title to Sami Zayn, would have been those same exact ones if Carmelo Hayes would have kept that title, although I wanted him to keep it. But if he would have kept that title going into WrestleMania 42 to face Trick Williams for the U.S. title, fans would have still been complaining, saying that there is no story. I know what I'm talking about, man. For all the new members, to subscribe to my channel. I know I'm not telling no lies. I know how these fans. I know how these today's fans are, man. They're never satisfied with anything. They're never satisfied with anything. Right. Absolutely. Bots. But no, yeah, Carmelo Hayes shouldn't have lost that damn title. He shouldn't have lost it. Yeah, they did him dirty. They did him dirty. And like I said, it didn't fucking matter if he was going on a honeymoon. If Dominic could still keep his IC champion and he was out with a damn injury for a couple of weeks, then Carmelo Hayes should have still kept his United States title and went on his honeymoon, enjoyed his marriage and went on his honeymoon with his wife, Keelan Jordan. Yeah. I like the Booker T. I like the Chris Benoit Booker T best of 7 though. Why do we always get done like this though? I do not understand the issue. If great, let him be great. Right, 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 right. All right, man. I'm saying some new people in my chat. For the new people that's in my chat that's wrestling fans, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, subscribe to my channel. But yeah, man, nah. So yeah, it's some favoritism shit going on. It's some favoritism shit going on. So as y'all can see, man, I'm not taking on sides. I'm calling the shit right down the middle. And I'm making sure I'm not being all over the place. I'm making sure everything I'm saying is making legitimate sense. Making sure everything I'm saying is making sense. Because Carmelo Hayes never had a storyline ever since. You know what I'm saying? Never, I'm making sure everything I'm saying makes sense. Or no, yeah, they could have if they could have put him in a match with Dragonoff at WrestleMania, that would have been a bad idea. That wouldn't have been a bad idea if they was to do that. But man, but for the most part, like I said, Carmelo Hayes, bro, Bianca's out with a knuckle injury. She's out with a knuckle injury. Nah, I doubt it. Part of me said it might end up being a triple threat match between Carmelo Hayes versus Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania 42. You know what I'm saying? I said that, but I don't know. We're gonna just have to see. That might end up happening. Bianca ain't coming back until next year. I mean, I ain't the biggest fan of Bianca, man, but if you like Bianca, to each his own. We all got the right to like who we like. Yeah, yeah, I know. And what I was told was it may take a lot longer because they said Bianca didn't go to the hospital right away to get her knuckle, you know what I'm saying, looked at. So it's gonna be a lot longer for Bianca too. So she gonna be out for a hot minute. Nah, man, I can't say I'm excited. So far, man, the WrestleMania card is the WrestleMania card is not looking good. It's not looking good. No solid storylines or nothing. But I'm gonna still check it out to see how it goes. But so far, it's not looking good. Yeah, yeah, man. But like I said, if people want to keep blaming Triple H, yes, yes. I mean, Triple H is to blame, but it's not just him. That's what I'm trying to get people to see. It's not just Triple H. TKO is behind this shit too. TKO is behind this shit. Can't just blame Triple H. I live in Vegas and I'm going to work the event, but It's no hype for it out there. Oh, yeah, man. This why. Yeah, man. When I do videos, man, I make sure I give takes and make sure what I'm saying makes perfect, absolutely like perfect sense. I just don't be like these other YouTubers, man, doing videos and shit and just coming up saying a bunch of goofy ass shit, coming up with some of the goofiest ideas just for likes, views, and shit like that. Because people will listen to the YouTubers that's very well known, and I'd be hearing them coming up with some of the goofiest ideas. I'd be like, what? I'd be like, nah, man. So I make sure I give great valid points about the stuff I talk about and make sure it makes like perfect sense. I can name a lot of YouTubers, man. I can a lot of these YouTubers that do podcasts that are fucking goofy. They come up with some of the goofiest ideas, man, and I'd be like, yeah, man, I do Russell talk, man, and I make sure the stuff I say makes sense. Whether people still agree with it or not, I'm not here to try to make people agree with my takes, man. I just make sure I do my Russell talk, make sure I know what I'm talking about, and I make sure it makes sense, whether people agree to it or not. Do you think Brock is going to agree to put Uber over? I don't know. We just have to see. We're gonna just have to see. Like I said, a lot of people thinking Uber Femi is gonna win. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit up here and say that. I'm not gonna what I'm saying, say he's gonna win because Brock might still beat Uber now. Brock might beat Uber Femi. But in all honesty, if he asks me, it's gonna go either way. Yeah, Brock Lesnar might put over Uber Femi. He might answer your question. He might put him over. I don't know. We're gonna just have to see. But other than that, I think this match is gonna go either way. So Uber Femi right now, Uber Femi might win because right now Uber Femi's looking strong as hell. How he put his foot on Brock Lesnar's chest like he was a dead animal, and he already called himself the ruler, and Brock Lesnar called himself a beast. And we all know a ruler contain a beast. A ruler contain a beast. So, you know what I'm saying? But that still don't mean Uber Femi is gonna win. You said that would kill Uber Femi momentum. I don't know if I could fully agree with that. I don't think it would. I think if he could possibly get his face back and beat Brock. You know what I'm saying? Would that kill? I don't know. You might be right, man. I think that probably would kill his momentum if he lose at Russ. If he lose, yeah, it might kill his momentum. It might. But then again, at the same time, I don't think it would. I think he would be okay. Then they had the rubber match, and Uber Femi wins the second match against Brock Lesnar and go over. I don't think. Part of me don't think Uber Femi losing against Brock will hurt him. I don't think that will hurt Uber. I don't think that will kill his momentum. I think it would actually make him stronger. It will make him stronger. So then when the next time, the next match, him and Brock Lesnar face off again, this time Uber Femi beats Brock Lesnar. As long as Uber doesn't eat a pinfall, maybe DQ by Vision. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. As long as Uber doesn't eat a pinfall, maybe by a DQ by Vision. Okay. All right. That's fair enough, and that might be how it ends. So like I said, man, I'm gonna go on and get up out of here, man. I just want to come here do an hour live stream to talk about the Carmelo Hayes incident, whatnot. Once again, like I said, he shouldn't have lost the title. And what they should have done was not having to take the title off Sami Zayn. What they should have done was, since Dominic Mysterio still kept his title and he was injured, he was out for a couple of weeks, then they should have did the same damn thing with Carmelo Hayes. And like I said, Carmelo Hayes ain't one of my favorite wrestlers, but I do like him. And he shouldn't have lost that title. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they should have let him go on his honeymoon and he still hold on to the United States title and come back and still defend it, just like Dominic did when he was the IC champion. So yes, with that being said, they did they did Carmelo Hayes dirty. So thanks everybody for watching my live stream. I surely appreciate it. Y'all could be anywhere else right now, but y'all chose to come up here and watch me, and I surely appreciate that. And with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. It's your boy Hitman D, and I'm gonna sign out.